And I was born and raised in Uganda, though I don't live there. I would have been so happy to be there with you. So I'm going to take you through a session related to how parents can guide children on how to navigate the internet, how to help children enjoy their online experiences at large. So I've written children's books. One is called Cyber Hygiene for Children, that is aimed at raising cyber-aware children. The other one is called My Very First Internet Words, learning about the internet using the alphabets. I'm sure the teachers who are on this call can tell that as we were growing up, everybody used to think A is for apple, B is for boy. But apparently, us living in a digital environment, right now, A should also mean a technology word. So purposely, that is why I wrote that book, at least to enable our children learn about internet words using the alphabets. And then the other book is called Computing for Children. The other one is called Teach Me About the Internet. The other one is called Things Children Discover Online. All these books are available on Amazon. So feel free to get a copy for your child, just in case you are interested in having them also read about technology. So I'll go straight into the presentation, and let me try to put up my slides here, and I hope it will share. So please confirm that you can see my screen. I hope you do see my screen. And I'll put it in presentation mode. Yes, and that is where we are. So those are my books. They are available on Amazon, and some of them are accessible on my Healy Books. So feel free to get yourself a copy. So I believe it's a fun day there. I wish I could be there with you all. Yeah, so as parents, are we tech-savvy parents? Do we know how to use the internet? Do we know how to use digital tools? Can we navigate through the internet very well and safely? I leave that question to you. But a tech-savvy parent is one who knows about or is capable on how to use modern technology, not like in a sophisticated way, but as long as you can use a mobile phone, you can go to the internet, browse and search anything, we consider you to be a tech-savvy parent. So I want to talk about the internet and also its two sides. And what is taking most of our time as parents and also children. I call them the netizens of today because they have grown seeing the internet with them. So we have social media that has really been a challenge in our generation. It's good, but it also has other sides of it. So the internet is something magical where you'll find quite a number of devices. These could be phones, smart television, any digital device that you can use to connect to the internet. And also the internet is like a busy road. I use this definition usually when I'm explaining to children that it's like a busy road where you'll find this car is going the other side, this one is going the other side. Everybody has where they are going. So, and everyone knows why they're going there. So whatever causes that traffic of you're going here, the other one is going there, that traffic is what we refer to as data, is what we refer to as the emails we send, the cartoons the kids watch, the text, the audio messages, and everything that is available on the internet. So that is just in a layman's language. And I use that just to simplify on how you can explain maybe to a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, in case they came to you and asked you, what is the internet? You know, how do you start telling somebody at that age that, you know, this is worldwide internet, you know, something like that? So you would rather tell them that, yeah, it's like a busy road, because they can easily relate to a road where everyone is going to a different direction. You don't know what they're going to look for. Someone is looking for food, the other one is going for shopping, that one is going to work. So that traffic of people, maybe they're seeking information, they're sending texts and so forth. So that's just a definition for my young ones. So parents don't mind, but you can use that also for your young one in case they asked you a question. So moving on, there are so many benefits of using the internet. One is connectivity. The other one is creativity. I think you've seen quite a number of kids or children coming up with good content, becoming creatives, being able to do graphics designs, being able even to just do videos that are inspirational, all that. And also, it helps us to become aware, because there is a lot that we've learned from the internet compared to how the previous generations were. And also the freedom of expression. You're able to express your opinion. However, not everything that you find on the internet is good. I highlighted that in red purposely because there's a lot of misinformation coming up. Evolution of AI has brought in a lot of different conspiracy theories about so many things. So that's why remind children that everything you find on the internet is not as correct as it sounds to be. So is social media hurting children? I leave that question to you. It is yes or no, dependent on how your rules or how your house is run. Yeah, so a question, I leave it up to you, and just dive into deeper on the adverse effect of using the internet. And one issue that is really crucial to not even just the young generation or or our kids, but also to adults, is cyberbullying. A number of people have gone into depression. People have been forced into suicide. People have been forced into acting impulsively because they are being bullied online. So as we progress further, I'll share with you the tips on how to notice that somebody is being bullied online or not. Then internet addiction. Actually, even as adults, we get addicted to the internet. We love the internet, but how about the child who may not be able to differentiate the amount of the addiction that they are having with that, with their interaction to the internet? And then minimize social interactions. This I leave it up to you. How many of us go into the house and either, let me say, you're having lunch and nobody is talking to the other, like you're seated at the dining table, but nobody is able to even to speak the other. What makes that happen? Everybody is confined onto their phone. They don't want to say anything. They don't want to speak. They feel like they're missing out on what is going on online. And then obesity. This is something, of course, health-wise, you see it all the time. You're just there on your device. Then, of course, what happens next? And then low grades. This is affecting teens most of the time because they are trying to catch up with you know how addictive social media can be. So somebody is so much interested in knowing who posted what is going on the other side, and then they pay less attention to studying. And then healthy problems. Majority today, because of clicking the phone or holding the phone all the time, majority have gangliotic fluids in their or their wrist. Others the neck. Like there are quite a number of health complications that have come up just because of you know, you're always on the internet, you're always on your device, and you're not you know, you're not giving yourself time to have some free time out of it. And then mental health issues. This is a key element in each and everyone's life, not just children. So people are affected in so many ways. Let me just give an example. Some people follow some lesser celebrities online, let's say on Facebook, and it reaches a point where you're addicted to know what is next about this person. Like it is like you live their life and ends up maybe damaging you, or even yourself being damaged just because of what you see online. So mental health issues are so many, and mostly they come through after someone has been bullied, someone has read a provocative comment, someone has had bad news about a fellow, things like those. So there's a way they will disorganize somebody's mental health. And then brain dulls with time because you're not given chance to think. The device is controlling how you think, how you relate with everything. So the more we interact with the internet, these are some of the challenges that people are facing online or children are facing online. So also using incorrect grammar. If there's an English teacher here or someone who has a phobia with somebody who writes words incorrectly, can attest, because you know the internet, and when you're using the phone, it has that autocorrect, but also the fact that you want to chat faster, you end up abbreviating most of the words. So there you're also not learning the way we used to write, you know, the whole word electricity, you're writing, you know, those hard words that we used to have in English. So these days, kids are struggling with grammar because there is always a shortcut on that. And then kids stay awake past bedtime. You will find that most kids, if you don't have rules in the house, you'll find that a kid will go up to midnight, up to 1 a.m. They're still either playing a video game or something online, which turns into an addiction. So moving on to internet addictions is that how do you know that someone is addicted to the internet? First of all, the rising amount of time that is spent on the internet contributes a lot to this. How? Actually, most phones these days, if you have an iPhone, you can check and see, it can monitor for you the amount of time that you spend on your phone, on a particular application, on a particular site, and it gives you the analytics maybe on a daily or weekly. And if you check that, you'll really wonder, how much time do you work? How much time do you think? How much time are you by yourself? That shows you the amount of addiction you are with using the internet, or you're spending on the internet. Then time management problems, because the more you're like, oh my God, let me read this. Oh, I don't want this to pass me. You're wasting time. So sometimes you find that you're reaching late or you're not beating your deadlines because the time you'd have used to complete your assignments, you're on the phone. So same applies to children as well. And also there is a saying that monkey see, monkey do. Whatever you do, your child is watching and they are learning. So if you don't control yourself as a parent, your child will not be able to control themselves. So let's first of all watch out for ourselves and then transfer those values or traits to our children. Then there are problems in school, like life, such as they experience difficulties in everyday life. Studying when you're addicted to the internet is a little bit tricky. Healthy problems like lack of sleep. Yeah, you've seen people suffering with insomnia all the time. Like, you know, you want to sleep during the day and tonight you're scrolling on the phone, or before bedtime, you're still on your phone. Yet it's advisable that you can at least have 2 hours away from any digital device prior to you going to sleep. Arising conflicts with family members or co-workers, more priority on the cyber world than the real world. Have you noticed that these days you may know everybody online, but you may not even be knowing who your neighbor is? So that shows how much addiction you may be having. And then the feeling of depression, like you really, you know, the internet and let's say social media is like a drug. You really want to have another one to feel better, to have another one to feel better. So as you scroll, you can even see the way it is programmed, that when you're scrolling, more is coming, new news is coming, new feeds are coming. So at the end of the day, you're putting yourself into depression, same as to children. So most of them think that they are not addicted and become defensive when that is being mentioned. That starts with parents. A parent can be with their phone and the child is speaking to the parent and this is scrolling. And at the end of the day, you don't even remember what the child was telling you or speaking about. So, and then most of the time on any addiction, most of the time, not unless you know and you acknowledge that you have a problem of an addiction, usually when someone tells you that you're addicted, you become defensive. That's the same thing that happens to children. You tell them, no, you're using this, you're playing video games so much, or you're too much on your phone, they'll become defensive because they don't understand whether it's an addiction or it is you is controlling them. So you have to educate them to let them know that this is an addiction and at least have a balance, agree on what timelines should we be having the screen time, when should we not be using our phones, when should we not be playing video games, at least to have a balance. And then let's look at the stages of internet addiction. So one starts with curiosity. So the individual starts by visiting various sites, social media sites, gaming sites, what you've had, the link has been shared, you keep checking, because you're curious, you want to know. The other thing is the subtle satisfaction, where the individual has increased expectations on the use of the internet. You search there, oh my God, I'll start from there today. Maybe you're following up on a certain celebrity. There is that information you really want to hear. I think tomorrow it's going to be more hot, And then escape from the real world. I've mentioned something like that. So in the chronic stages, the individual is fully immersed into the cyber world. Like you literally, everything depends on your interaction with the internet. Nothing else is, you're even aware of in the real world. So guidelines to prevent online addiction. This is not easy, but it is doable. So one of it is do not turn on the computer without specific purpose. It could be even your phone. I know we are addicted to our phones, but you can have it as a habit or a rule that if there is no purpose for touching this phone, let it be wherever it should be. It's difficult, I understand, but it's doable. Then set internet access time through family discussion. So we are able to turn off Wi-Fi and turn it on when we're in the house. You can set a rule and say from morning maybe to this time, internet will be off. And nobody should, not unless if people can buy themselves data, which is okay, but it can be a rule and say internet is only turned on at this particular point in time in the house, and everybody follows that. Then make a habit of keeping a long time and use of computer or mobile. So set screen time within your house and know this is the only time we use the screen. This is the only time you use the phone. This is the only time you're able to access this at a particular point in time. Then spend more time on outdoor activities. Encourage your kids to go out and play. Encourage them to have friends around. Encourage them to be active out there than just being indoors, maybe playing video games or just watching cartoon. And also, as I mentioned, let's also as parents watch out which cartoon our children are watching, because today there are so many agendas out there. And what would you want your child to be aware of? Of course, you cannot control what they get exposed to. You're not always with them, but watch out which cartoon your child is able to access. What is the content in that cartoon? Are you okay with it as a parent? Parent your child before the world parents your child for you. And then do not skip meals or break bedtime because of excessive use of internet. I've seen this. Most of the time you find yourself, by the way, have you noticed that sometimes when you're having lunch and maybe you're on your phone, you don't enjoy your food well compared to when you don't have any device around and you're just concentrating on having your food. So there is a difference to that. And so kids learn a lot of things while they are on the internet. One, they can learn to play video games. They watch videos, they connect with friends, they learn how to do different activities online, they study online. So the internet is good, but we are not saying that it doesn't have the side effects of it. They also learn, the studying, the COVID season gave us a very good experience that you can fully run a class or a school online. So kids learn from the internet, we work from the internet as parents. So it's a good place to go to, but we need to limit our usage of the internet. So this is a question. Not everything found on the internet is good. I know as parents, you know, but this is something you need to be reminding your children almost each and every day, that not everything found on the internet is good or true. So what usually scares kids online? So there are quite a number of things that kids find online, and if you're a good friend with your child, I'm sure they tell you what happens to them. But if you're not, then please work on it to ensure that at least your child opens up to you to let you know what scares them while they are in the digital environment. So kids are bullied online, and this happens so often by usually the people whom they call friends, online friends. They befriend them, trick them to asking them about their own information, and then they end up bullying them. So the best thing you can do here as a parent is walking the digital journey with your child, engaging your child to learn, to hear from them, what was their experience online, even if you don't know what they're talking about, because kids are very smart now. You find that they can even use your phone much better than you, the parent. But how can you help them enjoy that digital journey without making it hard for them? So you can be engaging them. Mom, what, or Baba, what are you looking at today? Or, you know, what did you learn today from the phone? Is there anything that scared you? Is there anything that you know, so that you create a conversation or create an environment where they can easily open up to you to let you know about their online experiences. So there is this cyberbullying, like I mentioned earlier. Cyberbullying is when someone says something bad or something not appropriate to a child. And kids usually experience this, especially when they log into social media sites. So they are sometimes told that you're ugly, you're fat, you're skinny, you have no friends, you're a loser, such things. But as a parent, first of all, it begins with you. You train your child before the world trains your child. What do you say to your child? Are you a parent who usually tells their children that you're ugly? If another person tells them that they're ugly online, that will be a confirmation. But if you're a parent who usually tells your child, you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're cute, you know, you're intelligent, you're bright, even if they hear this from an outside party, they'll be like, oh no, my mom knows I'm very cute. You can't tell me that, you know. So build the confidence in your child early before the world gives them whatever information that they may have received there. So here, kids usually find friends online, and it is also good to have friends online, because most of my friends, I must confess, most of my friends in my circle, we met online. We met through LinkedIn, we met through social media sites, but that doesn't mean that there are no bad friends as well. So as parents, we need to take up the mantle to be engaging our children, to tell them that, yes, you'll find good people online, but don't trust anybody online until, you know, and by the way, knowing someone for so long doesn't mean that they are your friends, because hackers or social engineers or bad actors or cyber bullies are also patient. They can be your friend for a while, but they know what they are looking for. So just be cautious and inform your children that, yes, you can meet somebody this way and this way, but at least be letting me know of how this friendship is progressing, so that you're also in that friendship journey, bringing in the third person in quotes. Yeah. So like I mentioned, train your children to be cyberbully aware. Your kids, there is a scenario of a child who was bleaching. She was actually younger, fairly younger, And she bought bleaching cream and started bleaching herself because when she was on Instagram, she was told that she's ugly with her dark skin. Imagine that. So the parent realizes later when this girl's skin was starting to change color, and she was like, what is going on with my child? Little did she know that this girl, when she's online, these are the things that she's being told, that your dark skin is not good. Imagine. So as a parent, tell your kids, give them a heads up that somebody will tell you that you're a loser. Someone will tell you that you're too dark, you're too, like somebody will always say that you're too something. But take pride in that too something that somebody has told you, okay? If they don't have friends, it's not a must that they should have friends online. If they are too fat, it's okay. Let them enjoy their body, not somebody else to use it as a bullying tool. So train your children to be cyber aware. And then, yes, kids are bullied, but here is the catch. Encourage your children to ask for help, to always ask for help. When a child comes to you, Mommy, can I speak to you? Or Mommy, can I tell you? Please don't ask them to wait. Please don't ask them, I'll talk to you later. Maybe that time is when you're going to save a life. Maybe that time is when you're going to curb bullying. Maybe that time is when you're going to avoid them from committing suicide. So I encourage you to give your children time to ask you anything. And if it is related to cyberbullying or anybody bullying them, please give them as much attention as they need so that they heal from it. Bullying affects both adults and young people. And as an adult, maybe you go for therapy or you know how to control yourself, you have emotional intelligence, but a child may not have the same. So be there for your children when they ask for help and encourage them to ask for help. So tips to stay smart online. So one is to ensure that your children are cyber smart. And here on the smart, the S is set your limits. In your home, you know how you run your home. Every home is run differently. You know what is screen time, from which period to which period, from what time to what time. You know how you reward your children, but don't reward your children with gadgets. Reward them with something else, not a gadget. An example, let's say, or maybe distracting them with a gadget. Let's say, maybe you were in the supermarket and your child was throwing a tantrum, or in the restaurant, child starts throwing a tantrum, and then you give them the phone to distract them. No. Start from home to train them that when we are out there, we concentrate. When we are sitting on the table having dinner or lunch, we concentrate, so that a phone is not like a distraction to take them, to distract them from throwing a tantrum. So it starts with how you run your home. Then meeting online friends and offline friends. So teach your children that yes, you'll have online friends, but meeting online friends should always be through you as a parent. You as a parent should guide your child when to meet somebody. And it is not mandatory that you should meet your online friends in person. So create an environment where your children can easily open up to you and let you know that this, my friend whom I found online, wanted to meet me at this particular date. Mommy, can you accompany me? And also, in case they are teenagers, maybe they're not able to mention it to you, just mention it as you guide them, that in case you're to meet somebody whom you met online, ensure you meet them in a public place where everybody is there and it's not easy for somebody to harm you. And then accepting invitations online, also guide them that even if somebody, because there is a lot of identity theft online, someone may even take your mom's photo and create an account or a profile that matches your mom, and then maybe sends you, or your auntie or your brother, and then sends you an invitation. That doesn't mean that that is an account or a profile of the person you know. So ask them to be cautious about who and which invitations they accept while they are online, and then how they react on anything. Let me say, like maybe they are being bullied online. If it's in a case of bullying, ask them not to respond. No response is the response itself. The more you respond to a bully, you're encouraging them to bully you more. So ask them that the way you react matters so much. Inform them that the way they react matters so much on how or on what extent bullies will continue with the vice. And then tell someone about your concerns as a parent. In case maybe you're unable to have a conversation with your child, seek consultancy, seek guidance from a therapist, seek guidance from a teacher, seek guidance from anybody who can help speak to your child about their online encounters. I wish I was there to ask you to describe for me this, but it's fine. In your own mind, try to describe the picture. What is in this picture? So as for me, from what I see, this side is a parent who is trying to take a very cute photo of her son to share it on Instagram. So what happens? And here's the guidance for the parents on what to do. So as a parent, your responsibility here is jot down your children's questions, anything that they ask you. Please jot it down. If you have the answer, give it then. If you don't know the answer, research. If you don't have time for research, ask somebody who has expertise in online safety, digital health, to help you get answers that you're going to give to your child. Then encourage your child to ask questions about the internet. Regardless, let them ask. There is no stupid question. That is what you should be encouraging them to do. There is no stupid question. Then let them be asking any question that they find so that they can understand. You walk the journey, the digital journey with them. Say, then do not let toddlers to navigate through the internet without your watch, unless you are sure that you set parental controls on the device. I hope you all know, or maybe you're familiar with how you set parental controls on your kids' devices. But also, if you don't know, you can inquire or ask a cybersecurity expert to assist you. Set those parental controls so that your child, you block or filter information that your child may be exposed to avoid them seeing that at a particular point in time, or maybe when you're not available to assist them to do so. And then make their online experience very fun. Don't make them feel like the internet is an evil place to be at, because they were born in the digital world, and that is where they are going to be for the rest of what I can tell. So it is better, instead of avoiding them from going to the internet, expose it to them early, but make your child cyber aware. So inform your child about the internet experiences, teach them about which secure browsers they can use, how do they find applications on the phone, how do they create an account, like literally train them on so many things so that at least they are aware than going there when they're ignorant. And then turn on your computer or phone to log into the computer, engage them in their digital experiences, like literally walk the digital journey with your child. So as I conclude, I would like to talk about something that is very, very common today, known as share renting. Share renting is a term that combines sharing and also parenting. So parents who overshare children's information online, we turn it to be share renting. So apparently there are cases going around where children are suing their own parents for having shared their photos when they were young. Some say maybe they feel embarrassed. Some are like, you overshared. Some are like, because I was a minor, I could not give consent to whether you should share or not. You violated my privacy and all that. So parents, let's be careful. Your sweetheart of a child today may take you in the courts of law 17 years from now for having just shared a photo online about them. Yes, I understand. Majority of parents, maybe you're running a business, or maybe you're a socialite. Maybe you want your child's, you're growing your child's personal brand. You want them to be brand ambassadors for different products. Maybe we understand that. But oversharing your children's photos online may put you into trouble. So watch out. So before you post something as a parent, first find out by thinking, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? Because what you do as a parent, your child is copying. Remember, monkey see, monkey do. So thank you all for watching and see you in the next one. So thank you. I'll pause here, and I would like also to thank Bernard for inviting me for this session. So bye-bye.